All right, all right, all right. We got our intro to parallel lines. Parallel lines, guys. Whoop, whoop. Two lines that do not intersect. All right, they don't intersect. A lot of times we also think about perpendicular when we're talking about parallel. Remember, perpendicular, they intersect to form right angles. Parallel, they don't intersect. All right, the way we notate it is with two slashes, whereas perpendicular, upside down T. Cool? Wonderful. Let us continue. Transversal. Transversal is just a line that intersects two or more lines at different points. So in this case, T would be a transversal that we see. Really, any of them could be considered transversals because they'll intersect at some point, as it looks like M and N are not parallel. Okay? Cool. So transversal cuts through two lines. Generally speaking, we'll look at these with parallel lines, but not today. Alrighty, pairs of angles. So I am actually going to change this diagram slightly, and I've decided I am going to go with some parallel actions. So if I draw these as what would appear to be parallel lines, we're usually going to see them something like this. Okay, actually I'll go this way, so it kind of matches the one we've got. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. I've got myself two lines, or actually three lines rather. Two lines, we'll say these are parallel. The way we'll notate parallel in the future is an arrow that's on the line. You know, usually have like a tick mark for congruent segments. That arrow says that it's parallel. We're not really formally introducing the parallel lines and the different angles necessarily yet. We will do that in Chapter 5, but we'll just get started, a brief introduction of it. All right. Alternate interior. Alternate interior would be something like angles 3 and 5, angles 4 and 6, angle 3, angle 5, okay? Or angle 4, angle 6. Cool. Those are alternate interior. They're on alternate sides of our transversal. They are on the interior of the two lines. Generally, those lines are parallel, or we're trying to prove that they are parallel. Alrighty. Same side interior. Alright, same side interior would be something like 4, angle 4 and angle 5, or angle 3 and 6. Those are same side interior. Fun fact, if you have parallel lines, these guys are congruent pairs. If you have parallel lines, these are sub. Again, we'll introduce that formally in Chapter 5. Alternate exterior. Well, my alternate exterior, you might be able to figure that out from the interior ones. 1 and 7, angle 1 and angle 7. Those are alternate exterior. 2 and 8. And those are congruent if we have parallel lines. Or if they are congruent, we can prove we have parallel lines. But again, we'll formally introduce that in Chapter 5. Same side exterior. You may have been able to gather that from the interior ones. Our exterior would be 1 and 8. 2 and 6. All right. Sorry, not 2 and 6. Oh my goodness. 2 and 7. It's a prank. I was just pranking you guys. Okay. My goodness, Mr. Allen. And those, again, those would be actually sup if we have parallel lines as well, or we could prove parallel lines with supplementary angles of that type. Alrighty, corresponding. So corresponding just means they are in the same position. Like 1 is up here in the top left of this group of 4 angles. 5 is at the top left of these. So 1 and 5 would be corresponding. All right, angle 1 and angle 5. We'd have 2 and 6. We'd have, let's see here, 3 and 7. And we'd have 4 and 8. Cool. Awesome. Good stuff. Woo! Alrighty, so we're going to determine each pair of angles as alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, consecutive, same side interior, or consecutive, same side exterior. So sometimes you'll refer to it as consecutive, or you could say same side. Okay? I usually will say same side interior and same side exterior, but sometimes you can see in different text the word consecutive. All right? So if you want, pause it, and then work on your angle pairs and hit play when you're ready to rock through it. All right, 1 and 7. Those would be alternate exterior. They are on alternate sides of the transversal T, and they are outside of M and N. Again, M and N don't have to be parallel. A lot of times what we'll look at are parallel lines or trying to prove them, but it's not always that way. 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are same side interior. Oh my gosh. My iPad is a little slow here these days. There we go. Same side interior, or consecutive interior. But I will refer to it as same side. Alrighty, 2 and 6. 2 and 6 are corresponding angles. They are in the same position. 2 and 6 are both in the top right of their group of 4. 3 and 5, those are alternate interior. And we got 3 and 6, those are same side interior. And then we've got 1 and 8, those are same side exterior. You will be asked to identify angle pairs much like this on your quiz. Okay. All right, for this one here, I'm going to do it a little bit different than what the directions are. It says name a pair of angles which are alternate interior, corresponding, whatever. There are so many different possibilities that addressing them all in the video would take too long. So here's what I'm going to do. What are, and we're going to match it, what are angles 1 and 7? What would that pair be? Well, 1 and 7 would be, they would be alternate exterior. So that would be angles 1 and angle 7. There are plenty of other angle pairs that would match that, but that's it. That's all I'm going to go over with that one. How about 8 and 13? 8 and 13 would be same side interior. So 8 and 13, angle 8, angle 13. How about 3 and 9? 3 and 9 would be alternate interior. Angle 3, angle 9. How about 5 and 13? 5 and 13 would be, well, they're both kind of like the top left, I guess, of theirs, or they're far left of their angle groupings. So those would be corresponding. Angle 5 and angle 13. Awesome. All right, let me connect that 5 there. Whoop, that's sort of better. Not really. Okay. How about 6 and 15? Those would be same side exterior. They're on the outside of their two lines, and they're on the same side of the transversal, H being the transversal in that case. So that'd be 6 and 15. Pair of vertical angles. Well, actually, sorry. Let's see here. How about 2 and 3? 2 and 3 would be a linear pair. And lastly, but not leastly, 6 and 8, 14 and 16, 13 and 15. I mean, any of those pairs are vertical angles. We'll say 6 and 8. Yay! Cool. Again, tons of possibilities for these, but hopefully that gets you a general idea. Your diagram and your quiz may look something like this. I don't know. Who knows? Mr. Allen can't see the future. Or can he? He can. Alrighty. I think the last one we'll do. Yeah, we'll do this as our last one. Alright. So it says, for which pair of lines are angle TSV and SVR alternate interior angles? Name the transversal. This is a great exercise to start seeing things from different perspectives. All right, so TSV, I'm going to jot down that angle, TSV, which is this guy right here. There we go. If my darn marker would write properly. There we go, like that. And then angle SVR. That would be this guy right here. Okay. Those are my two angles. Which pair of lines, and then also our transversal? Well, let's see here. I got to make sure my lines and my transversal make the angles. So TS and VR would be the two lines, and SV would be my transversal in that case. All right. So TS, VR are my lines. SV is my transversal. I'm going to undo these so we can use this same diagram again. Boom. Okay, so we had TS and VR. And then our transversal was VS. Okay. And then for which pair of lines, I guess, yeah, these are lines. I should put arrows on them. oops, someone's printing some. It says, for which pair of lines are TVS, so TVS, and VSR, alternate interior angles? Well, in this case, my VS still touches both of those angles, but now it's going to be TV and SR for my two lines. So TV and SR, those would be my two lines. The transversal, I'll put it over by the word transversal, would be VS still. But the lines that I'm using change. Okay? Takes a little bit of practice to know these. We will play a game in class, maybe a little review of, it's called Geometry Dance Revolution. We may do that at some point soon, or for finals review. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be awesome, though. Alrighty. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to have my morning snack, a delicious ripe banana.